Hey y'all. All right, in this bag I have all of the mascaras that I'm currently using. Before I give you the introduction to this video, I'm gonna go ahead and take them out of the bag. It's kind of a rainbow. How aesthetically pleasing. A rainbow of mascara. Okay, so these are all at various stages of use and of testing. I've realized recently that I'm just using the same couple over and over again. And the other ones, I've pretty much decided what I think of them. I don't like them enough to keep using them. So I'm going to go through and one by one tell you about my experience with these mascaras. And then I'm going to declutter the ones that I don't want to use anymore. And that's going to be the video. If this is your first time to my channel, then welcome. I'm really glad you're here. I'm Hannah. I love beautiful things. I like makeup. I like testing and reviewing makeup, but I like to keep an edited collection. This feels like too much mascara for me. Like it's a little bit overwhelming. I really, really like having fewer, nicer things and only keeping the things that I love using. If that sounds good to you, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. Now let's go ahead and get into the meat of this video. I think we should just go through in rainbow order because it's like telling me what to do. It's guiding me. All right, first up, we have the Warrior Princess Mascara from Flower Beauty. This, in terms of the shape of the wand and even like what the formula is trying to do, this I feel like is a dupe for the Pat McGrath Dark Star, I think is what it's called. I had a tube of that for a really long time. That is a great mascara and I used it all the way up. It was my number one for as long as it lasted. This came in PR while I was using that other tube and I felt like it was trying to be the same. I think that they were trying to do that like wink, wink, nudge, nudge drugstore dupe thing with this. That's the shape of the wand. However, the formula just doesn't do what Dark Star does, and it doesn't do what Better Than Sex does, and all of the other like really, really black, gunky, volumizing mascaras that kind of look the way that this one looks at Sephora. I gave it a good try. Like I went back and tried it over and over again, especially because it was so promising in so many ways. But I didn't just struggle with it or dislike the way that my lashes looked. I kind of hated the way that they looked every time I tried to use it. It was like it really just kind of made them stick together and made them look thinner, which is the thing that I hate the most in a mascara. I wouldn't be surprised though if I found out that other people have had good experiences with this. I feel like this is the kind of thing where maybe it's like on a tube by tube basis. Maybe the formula is sometimes a little wetter and sometimes a little drier. There are just a lot of things about it that make me feel like it could work for people. Maybe it could have even worked for me under different circumstances. But with this tube, no matter how much time I gave it, no matter how many times I tried, I could just never get it to be what I wanted it to be. So I'm calling it quits. This is my favorite mascara of all time. It's the Gucci Mascara L'Obscur. And it's pretty much brand new. I did something that I almost never do. I bought an expensive mascara for myself. And I bought it because I decided that I wanted to wear it when I get married. And I want to give the tube time to kind of like warm up before then. So I've started using it. And actually, when I started using it, it wasn't as perfect straight out of the gate as the first tube of this that I had was. So I'm glad that I'm giving it a little time to maybe dry out a bit and just get into that perfect middle stage that mascaras get into. It also could be that my lashes aren't in the best shape right now. I think they might be a little on the thin side. I hope that they're starting to fill in. In any case, I still really love it. I've been wearing it absolutely every day. And the fact that I have this in my life now and that I know based on experience that it's going to last me a good 5 months, that's part of my motivation for decluttering all of the other mascaras that don't live up to it. I don't usually like this really, really spiky rubber bristle wand. But with this mascara, the formula really holds its own, even with a little wand like this. And I like the control that I'm able to get with this wand. I feel like I can place every hair. This is Benefit Roller Lash. This was PR. I would have never bought Roller Lash myself because I don't curl my lashes and I don't think of myself as someone who aspires to have curled lashes. And I don't really like this spiky rubber bristled wand, or I thought that I didn't, but here's 2 out of 2 in this video so far that have a wand like this that I actually really like. I ended up loving this mascara. I've had it for a long time. I think it's probably nearing the natural end of its life, meaning like I'm not getting rid of it because it dried out before I could use it up. I think that it's almost completely used up because since I opened it to test it, I've kind of been defaulting to it. And I also reach for this whenever I've tested out another mascara that's not working for me and I need something to kind of rescue my lashes. I find that this little spiky brush brushes through other product on my lashes really well. So it's called Roller Lash, but it also provides for me the volume and the length that I love. It can get dramatic if you want it to, but it does stay kind of pretty combed through and refined on the lashes. I've just had a good experience with it. I think that for now, I'm going to hang on to it because I'm pretty sure that it's almost used up. Here's a close-up of the wand. And again, I used to think that in order to get the really, really full, gunky, spidery lashes that I like, I needed a really, really full, bushy wand on a mascara. But I actually think that I can get full lashes if I use this wand to build and build. And again, I like the control, just like the Gucci one. All right, this was a piece of PR quite a while back. It's from this brand that I don't really know anything about. I think it's called Decay Beauty. And I don't know the brand, but I love the branding on this mascara in particular. It's called the Punk Volumizer Mascara, and it says, define lashes one by one, making them thicker with spectacular lashes. Short and long bristles are made for separation and lengthening. I feel like this sentence is a little awkward. Define lashes one by one, making them thicker with spectacular lashes. It's like define lashes with lashes. I don't know about that. The brush is very appealing. This is the exact kind of thing that I like. And the formula is pretty appealing too. It's like thick and buildable and messy. And, you know, this is just, punk lashes are exactly what I like. Just like gunky, punky, sticky, icky, spiky, spidery. And you can even see just by like the product that came off on the tip of this, that's what it promises. But I find that the bristles, they're kind of soft and bendy on this, and it's hard to get them really like into the base of my lashes and into my lashes. I like this, and sometimes I use it and it's okay. Like I just use it and it's fine. But sometimes I end up reaching for Roller Lash to build on top of it and just kind of like go that extra mile at the end. It's not really like my one and done mascara. It just has not really worked out for me. We haven't fallen in love. And because I have so many and because I have the Gucci one right now, I'm going to go ahead and declutter this. I just don't think that I need to keep using it, especially because it's probably past the 6-month mark since I started testing it. This is the Rimmel Lash Accelerator, and this is a great, wispy, natural drugstore mascara. The wand has a low profile, but it's not rubber and it's not spiky. It's got sort of like soft, natural bristles, but it has that like control element. I feel like this is the kind of wand from which you get a wispy, natural lash, but you know, you can build with it still. It's got pretty good buildability. And you do find that I get those sort of like feathery lashes with this. My eyes look really open and feathery and soft. I can't really get a super gunky, spiky, spidery lash with this. Like if I really want the drama, if I'm wearing a really dramatic eye look with tons of glitter on it and I need my lashes to stand out on top of that, then I don't reach for this because I'm getting something more wispy with it. But if I'm not wearing any eyeshadow at all, or if I'm wearing just like a wash of color all over my lids, and I want to keep my eyes pretty natural and the lashes pretty wispy, but I still want them to have some impact, I find that this mascara is perfect. It's definitely nearing the end of its life. I've had it for months and months, and it's actually starting to dry out and not work as well. Like I think I've pretty much used it up. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just call it. I would probably use it until I felt like I was fooling myself. You know, I would like use it and use it and use it if I hadn't just gotten the Gucci one. But I feel like I'm just going to be using that one from Gucci until the day when this one would be too old. And, you know, I did get really, really good use out of it. And this is one that I would definitely buy again. Sometimes you just have to call it with a mascara. Urban Decay Lash Freak, one of the weirdest and most fun to look at mascaras that I have. Maybe the weirdest and the most fun to look at. But I'm not going to keep this. It's just too wet and gunky. And I do sometimes get a lash look that I really love from this. I love the branding. I love the idea. I love the promise of it. I even like everything that's weird about this wand. I do like this like weird gunky toothbrushy shaped thing, but I like only do it when I want to play and it's kind of a crapshoot whether or not my lashes are going to end up looking good. It has a kind of a beautiful floral scent. I think it's like the scent of lilacs. Whenever I opened it, I'm like, when lilacs first in the dooryard bloomed. And then I like, get mascara all over my face. And so, there are things about it that are lovely. It's just, it's like a gimmick basically. And that's the position that it occupies in my life. I see it, I'm like, whoa, lash freak. And sometimes I put it on my lashes and I'm like, whoa, look at all that gunky product. But it doesn't really build and lengthen. It just doesn't really do the things that mascaras are supposed to do. And so I've basically had it. I'm really just ready to let it go. I'm ready for it not to be there anymore, kind of like tempting me and making me think that maybe I should know something that I don't and be able to do something that I can't with it. There's the wand. It's absolutely bananas. I like it, I like it. I just don't love it and I don't really use it. That's the thing. Let's talk about the dramatic experience that I've had with Thrive Cosmetics liquid lash extensions. This one's brown, which I love. I love a brown mascara. And this is like that Instagram famous mascara. And it's a tubing mascara. And it was a gift from Khaki, which I really appreciated. And I just have not had a good experience with it. I feel like it always makes my lashes look very thin, and it's utilitarian in that it doesn't enhance them. It sort of just paints them brown, maybe adds a little, it adds length, but my lashes are already kind of long. It's like I more need volume. And so it adds length, but I feel like it makes my lashes look a little bit longer, but much thinner. And what I want mascara to do is to make them look much thicker. I don't even care if they look longer. I just need them to look thicker. So we're not really a match made in heaven, liquid lash extensions and I. And then I've realized I don't really like tubing mascaras. I don't like how the little fibers get all over my face. They get all stuck in my oil cleanser when I'm washing my face at the end of the day. Then I like wash my face in the shower and then they get all over my body and they like get onto the tub, and I just don't like it. I would rather have a mascara like dissolve away in water than tube and fall off my lashes. So unfortunately, because it feels so luxurious, I definitely haven't used it all up. Like it feels really, really nice. It's hard to part with it because it feels like this nice makeup that I haven't used up yet. Should I keep it just for really, really natural days? I'm going to put it in the maybe. Because the thing about it is that even though I don't like the experience of washing off the tubes, it is very gentle on the lashes. Like it's easier to get it off than other mascara. And it is brown after all. And so I sometimes, do you see that bug? There's a bug here. Get out of here, you bug. This is like the second bug in 2 days that came into the shot while I was filming a video. What is that about? Anyway, if I declutter it, I won't really have anything that is like the most no makeup, most natural. I think I'm probably gonna end up keeping it, but it's because I'm a very practical person and I feel like I might still have a practical use for it. I wouldn't buy this again. And I don't really recommend it unless you have really, really, really different tastes and needs from me. This is the wand. It's also a very spiky one, but I find this one, it kind of hurts. It kind of like hurts my eyelashes when I'm using it. It's one other strike against this mascara that I'm not gonna declutter. All right, this is the Lancome Hypnose, and it's the waterproof version. This mascara has made it through a lot of declutters because it's my only waterproof mascara. And so I wear it when I have a therapy session or when I otherwise think that I might be crying. So I always keep it because I'm like, well, it's my only waterproof one and I use it. If I think I'm gonna be crying, I always wear it, which is true. But I feel like a couple of things are going on. One, I've had it for a really long time now. And even though I find it useful on those few occasions, it's probably past its due date. You know what I mean? It's probably technically expired. And two, I don't know. I I can wear the tubing mascara actually. Like I could wear the Thrive one and it's fine if I cry. So it's waterproof in its own way and I could start using it when I go to a therapy session. And 3, I don't even care if my mascara runs when I'm crying. Like it's fine. So I don't feel like keeping this just on that premise anymore. And with that premise dissolved, there's no reason to keep it because it's old. It was a pretty good mascara. I didn't mind it. I didn't love it, but I clearly didn't despise it. I've been using it for over a year, I think, at this point. It's perfectly fine, but I wouldn't buy it. This was a gift to me and I was happy to have it, but I wouldn't buy it for myself. It wasn't any great shakes. This is a Milani lash primer. It's called the Violet one. This is a great lash primer, a great drugstore lash primer, but it's just a great lash primer, period. It's really, really good. I would not hesitate to recommend this to anyone who's trying to find a lash primer, especially on a budget. I probably shouldn't be keeping this because I think I've had it for a really long time. I think I've had it for over a year. I'm sure that it's past its technical due date. I just don't use it very often, but when I do use it, I'm really, really glad that I have it. I think I'm gonna hang on to it for now. For now, I'm gonna hang on to it and then we'll kind of see at the end of the video, which is coming up soon. We're almost done. When we just like assess the situation at the end, I'll reconsider, but I think that I might wanna keep it. This is the wand. It sort of has this furry thing going on, like these soft fur bristles that brush the product onto your lashes. It's decent. The wand is effective, but it's more about the formula. It's really thickening and lengthening. It's great. Okay, and this is the Merit mascara, which I tested recently and I just hated. I've hated it every time. I really, really struggled to get the length and the volume with this every time I used it. But then I got the Gucci mascara, which again is my holy grail, though we all know there's no such thing as a holy grail, but it's my holy grail mascara if there were such a thing. And I started using it. And when I first started using the Gucci one, when it first arrived, my lashes basically looked the same as they'd been looking with this one from Merit. So that made me think of the Gucci one, which I know I've loved in the past. It made me think that the tube that I got is a little wet and made me need some time to dry out. And it also made me think of my lashes, that they're not in the best shape right now. And, you know, maybe they're just like at a thin moment in their lives. So they're not showing mascara off to the best of its ability. And that made me want to, I was about to just declutter this right away. Like I was just not going to give it another chance. I think I'm going to hang on to it for a month or so and see if my lashes kind of like get into a fuller phase of their lives and give it a chance to like dry out a little bit and maybe get into a better phase of its life. And then we'll try again. So I'm keeping it because I'm continuing to test it. Here's the wand. It's kind of like the Rimmel Lash Accelerator. It's got that combination of short, natural bristles and control. So it's got, in theory, that combination between volumizing and fluffing and control, the control of the short bristles. But with this one, it's kind of like the jury's still out, but I kind of don't recommend it at this point. I don't recommend it, but the jury is also still out. Stay tuned. Okay, so we ended up 5 and 5, which I actually thought that I was going to declutter more. I thought that I was going to end up just with the Gucci one, kind of. I forgot that I had this lash primer, which I think I do want to keep the lash primer for now, but probably the next time I'm in a drugstore that has Milani or in an Ulta or something, I'll probably just pick up a replacement for this and just replace it. That's how much I like it. And I might even wear it, you know, for my wedding. Like I might layer it underneath the Gucci one. So that's part of why I'm motivated to keep it right now. In case I don't find it in store before then, I'll just use this tube. But I think I'll probably replace it just because it's getting old. I like the idea of keeping this Thrive one around for everyday use. Like for example, today I'm wearing a little bit of base and a little bit of blush and lip gloss and brow, but I'm wearing no mascara on my eyes because I just didn't feel like messing with cleaning it off at the end of the day. It didn't occur to me that I could just grab this and put it on and that it would add a little bit of definition to my eyes and add to the look that I'm wearing, but with minimal fuss in terms of getting it off at the end of the day. I think that I'm actually going to apply this as soon as this video is over, and that makes it clear to me that it's a good idea to keep it. I'm keeping Roller Lash just because, you know, it's almost done. It's like on its last legs. I'm still testing the one from Merit, and the Gucci is the best of the best for me. So even though it's more than I thought I would be keeping, it does make sense to me. And all of these 5 can absolutely go the way of the dinosaur. That is it. My mascara collection halved. 50% gone. The most dramatic mascara declutter on YouTube. I hope that this was fun to watch and possibly even informative. The real takeaways are these 2 mascaras, right? Roller Lash and the Gucci one. They're like the ones I'm depending on right now. They're not necessarily, the Gucci one is my favorite of all time. They don't necessarily represent like the entire breadth of all the mascaras I've ever tried. Like for example, the Pat McGrath Dark Star, I liked that probably more than Roller Lash, probably more than any of these. Maybe it's like on par with the Gucci, but it's not here because I used it up and, I've already had it in my empties and decluttered it. So I've tried mascaras in my past that I love as much or more than these, but of all of the ones that I've been using recently and testing recently, these are the 2 that have risen to the top. And then these are 3 that I'm keeping basically for practical reasons. All right, I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching, and please remember to take extra good care of yourself, because that's what'll make you the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world.